Hi everyone, Summer with the Starry Ascend, and today I want to talk about my fairy practice and what's been going on with it, how I've been using it, not utilizing it, what's happened with that, and what I'm going to do to deal with it. This is a tough topic because everybody experiences Fae in a unique way, in their own way, when they start working with them. And there's a lot of fear around the Fae, and I'm gonna touch base a little bit on that today because I have semi messed up. I don't know how to explain that until I actually explain it to you. However, I do know that it started in May, and I actually lost one of my fairy decks. We went on vacation, and the deck just disappeared. I couldn't find it while I was on vacation. I had the book for it, but I didn't have the deck. And it's the Fairies Oracle by Brian Froud. I took that one with me because I had intended on trying to work with that deck more and trying to connect with Fae in a different way that way. It did not happen. I could not find the deck. It was like, it just left. I don't even know how to explain it. So I got home. We were gone for 2 weeks. I got home and I dumped everything out of all my bags. I only took 2 bags with me. I had a little backpack that I had it in, and then my big bag of clothes. I dumped everything out of both of these bags, and I still couldn't find it. And then this morning, once I had decided to sit down and do this video and take responsibility for my actions, guess what I found? My deck. That's right. That's right. So, yes, do I have things to tell you? All right, and while we're at it, we're probably going to pull one of these cards just to see what the Fae have to say to me, because I'm pretty sure they're upset with me, and there's a lot of reasons why. I am not afraid of them, though. Like, yes, there are good and bad Fae, just like there are good and bad gods and goddesses. There's the positive and the negative to every aspect of everything that we do spiritually. You know, even if you're a Christian, you know, there's the good and bad aspects of God as a singular, right? But there's no fear in me with the Fae. That fear would only block what I do with them. And so I don't cultivate that fear inside my spirituality. So first off, let me show you a couple of videos. One of them being from last year, I believe it was. And it's about bells and how the Fae talked to me a little bit. It's a very short video, so I'm going to put it in here so that you can see. Hello. All right, and the next video is from today. When I walked out into my fairy yard, I noticed this last month, but they are not speaking to me, so to say, not really talking to me, acknowledging me, and it is my fault, and I will have to figure out how to correct it. There's also been other things going on, but here's the video for this from this morning.
So, I have not managed to do anything with my garden over this entire summer. And if you can't tell, there is no bells going on in here. It's very quiet. It's very quiet. But I do have my wild roses still going. And these still going. So, there's that. But I have neglected my space quite a bit due to a whole bunch of things. So, and I have one wildflower that has managed to survive. So I'm going to have to probably restart next year. But this says a lot about some things that I'm going to get into here in just a moment.
And then the other things that have been going on, I believe the Fae have done a lot to protect me and mine out here on 320 acres in the middle of nowhere, okay, where help can't just get to us. And there's poisonous snakes and horrible things that could happen out here, including coyotes and all sorts of other stuff, right? I believe they've done a lot to help us. Like even our first year out here, the dogs ran away. They were gone for like 2 days, and I put offerings out and asked the Fae to help guide them back. And at like 4 o'clock in the morning, these dogs came back and nosed their way into our into the door, and they're muddy and they're cold and they're scared, but they came home and they knew exactly where to go. And then there's other instances where the dogs were outside in their tiny dog run before we got the bigger one, before we had added the addition and everything. Like a year later, there was a giant rattlesnake in their freaking small kennel. Neither one of them got bit. They both jumped past the snake and into the house. When I called them, I didn't realize where the snake was because I don't see things. I don't have dimension when I'm looking at things. I lack the depth perception. And so I can hear the snake, but unless it moves, I have a hard time seeing it against the ground, right? So I asked them to come in, and they jumped literally over the top of this snake. Neither one of them got bit. And this snake was huge, okay? It was huge. And I mean, if you want to see a picture of that, then at the end of this video, I will have a picture. But if you do not want to see a picture of that, then do not look at the very end of the video, okay? And I'll do a warning before. Anyways, and then there are other instances where little baby goats got stuck in something, and I was able to get to them in time. Just stuff like that, just all sorts of stuff like that. And then now, and here's why I'm telling you this, because now, this last few months have been crazy, okay? We got back from our vacation, right? And then June was really rough for me. I struggled mentally in June. And then in July, one of our barn cats, OJ, we couldn't find him. Normally, all the barn cats just rush to the barn to get fed because we feed them twice a day, just like a scoop or so of cat food. And then the rest of the time they do hunting. And that's why we have barn cats, is so we don't get a lot of rats and stuff like that in the barns. But OJ was our big tomcat, and we couldn't find him anywhere. Guess what? Adam found him. He was laying. Something had gotten a hold of him, and he was barely alive. We managed to nurse him back to health and get him better in about 3 days. Right after that, Gertie, my older goat, which I told you guys a little bit about, and if you follow me on Facebook, you know, her horn got caught in something, literally twisted around, and almost came completely out of her head, okay? And we had to deal with that for a couple of weeks. She's still dealing with it. Yes, I hear you. She's in with the other goats now, and she's doing really, really well. There's been no infection in it or anything like that. And the horn, I think, is trying to reattach itself. Sorry, Sasha's being really loud. Come on. If you want in my lap, come on. But then right after that, not even joking, like a week after that, come on, Cappuccino, our older withered male goat, something got a hold of him. I came home from doing groceries on a Friday, because I go into town on Fridays, and I bring in all the groceries, and come on, Ben. If you want in my lap, quit yowling at me and just get in my lap. Dude, what is this? Come on. There you go. Sorry about that. She has been really clingy lately, too. Anyways, Cappuccino, our older male withered goat, he doesn't breed. And he's very sweet. But I got home from groceries, I put in all the groceries, and then I saw Cappuccino kind of just crawling. And let me tell you how heartbreaking it is when a goat who loves you, right, sees you coming to him and starts crawling towards you on just these knees that he can barely stand, and falls over every few seconds because he can't hold his balance. And you don't know what's wrong. Like, that broke my heart. Something got a hold of him, and his entire leg, like his whole leg swelled up, his chest swelled up. We had to put him in the barn alone for about 3 or 4 days before we got him healthy again. And let me tell you, These things don't normally happen. Can they happen? Sure. But I had utter faith in, my relationship with the Fae that these things just didn't happen. And now they are happening, which means I've screwed up. That's what that means. And now I have to figure out how to fix things. I did leave offerings with Cappuccino and Gertie, and I realized very quickly that the Fae have really helped me out here. So now I have to figure out how to fix this, and I'm not completely sure how to do that, which is why I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to shuffle these cards with you guys. And we're just going to see what the Fae have to tell me about how I can fix our relationship, because it's important for me to do this. This is part of my whole practice. This is part of my spirituality. And sometimes this happens, we neglect things because we get caught up in our own world. We get caught up in our own minds. We get caught up in all the stuff of our everyday lives, and our spirituality can sometimes take a back seat. And I'm not going to tell you that it's okay to wrong the Fae and that nothing bad will happen. That's not what I'm saying. Or your gods or your goddesses or your universal truths or anything like that. What I am saying is that we are human. We are fallible. And if you don't think that our spiritual whatever we're following, don't understand that we are these fallible creatures just as much as they probably are. I mean, gods and goddesses do not see themselves that way really, but they understand that human beings are fallible, okay? We are complicated just as much as they are complicated. And so I do not believe that they're like, oh yeah, you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, so here's all the horrible things I'm going to do to you, right? I don't really see it that way. But I do see that there are repercussions for not giving how do I say this? For making promises you don't keep, right? That kind of thing. And the Fae are very particular about that. They are very particular about that. Now, what I am going to say is that on the plus side, I did manage to keep some things alive this year, and I managed to plant some trees, and I am still doing other things towards my spirituality. So I don't think that they have abandoned me. I don't think that's how that is. And I don't think they actually would abandon me unless I truly, truly, truly offended them somehow, in a very mean way. I just don't feel like I have those kind of Fae out here that are interested in harming me on purpose. So let's see what they have to say about how I can fix this. How can I fix my relationship with you? There we go, like this one right here. And I got number 57. So let's take a look and see what it says. Number 57, the wild. Haste, impulsiveness, fire, spontaneity, and balance, okay? New approaches are called for. Old ideas and old behaviors will not do it, okay? So I need to do something, obviously. Let's see. Let me shuffle and pull a card off the top and see what it is I need to do. What is it I need to do? What is this card telling me I need to do? What is this card telling me that I need to do? Take it right off the top. So put that card on top, whatever it is. What do I need to do? I've got the Journeyman, and that is number 15. Sometimes we are operating from a theory alone, and our knowledge may or may not be well grounded in reality. The card does not necessarily refer exclusively to beginnings. It can also signify a progression along a path, moving into the unknown from the known, a new phase in an ongoing process. This card may also represent untested concepts or ideas and should suggest a need of a balance between the intuitive and rational as one approaches the unknown. Consider where you are going. What are your long-term goals? What are you doing that is helping you to move toward them? Okay, so I clearly need to sit down and I need to do some meditations and I need to figure out what I'm going to do next to atone for my mistakes and move forward with them. So at least they're still talking to me, right? I don't know if this helped anyone, and I don't know if what'll happen. Like, I'll keep you guys posted. That's all I can really do, right? However, here's the point. Okay, here's the point where we're going to talk. You're going to see videos, or not videos, pictures of my goats, and you're going to see pictures of a snake if I can find it. Okay, So if you're not ready to see that, don't watch any further. And thank you guys so much for watching as far as you have. And if you have any questions, please ask. If you have any suggestions, please feel free to leave them down in the comments. I am very open, and we'll just see where this leads me. But I like to explore this on my channel. This is what I do on my channel. I like to explore my spirituality even when I'm in the wrong. So we'll see where it takes us. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. Pictures are coming next. These are from my phone. So this is the snake. I'm sorry if it's hard to see. This is Gertie. And then this is Cappuccino.